your praises come out. Sing, whoa, see a banga, see a banga. Give thanks to the Father. Everybody, whoa, yeah. See a banga. He is my provider. My back.
WEFM.
My back.
What's up? Call us at 457-9997. Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
So good morning, everybody. We are back with you for another Activated Mornings program here on WEFM. In studio, it is Roleza Samuel and
Senior Providence.
All right, Senior Matthews is off today, and nothing wrong with him. You hear, folks? So nobody think that he's sick or whatever. He's just off on a day off.
But you can
today.
still send them the best wishes, you'd have to wait until something's going on. You can say, hey, Maka, I hope you're having a wonderful day and wishing you all the best today.
Yeah, just saying, sometimes have a proper head, dealing with bad heads and that kind of thing,
Sometimes.
But this is not just extended to Maka.
Release this through behind the scenes shots.
Most definitely just not extended to Maka only, but yes, all right. Inside information here, folks. All right, so that everybody is doing just fine for another day. And as you go on about whatever today might bring, hopefully it's going to be some good news. All right, some good news and some blessings. So Rajiv, morning again to you.
Morning.
All right. Yesterday I was walking through town. I was wondering, like when you see these Syrian stores set up outside their own store, if Tomboat actually collects money from them. Like yesterday, I know that so in Middle Street, I know that you tend to see it quite often. Mm-hmm. But yesterday there was a particular store that I passed, right? It's not in the same vicinity as most of the others generally are. And I want to say like they almost had a representation or a product display of nearly everything that they had inside the store outside, but of course that would be an exaggeration. But like they had a significant amount of things outside, and I'm there looking at it. I'm like, I'm wondering, does Tomboat take up money for this?
Yeah. And the thing about it, you said that, and I can't single out a single store because a couple of them do it. Mm-hmm. There's one where I saw like a decent assortment of mats and curtains and so on that they had out. Maybe a couple of them would have like a couple mannequins displaying outfits that they have for sale and so on. And it's a good question to ask, because if somebody is to set up shop on the street there, they would be expected to pay a fee to the Tomboat.
Yeah, but I just found it so strange. And then part of me wondered, because of where this one was located. Now we know in Middle Street you tend to see sometimes it is persons, individuals of their own accord, not necessarily working for one in the quote-unquote Syrian stores. But where this one was, because of the location, it just stood out so much to me. And I'm wondering, was it necessary in a sense, right? Was it necessary? Because you have a whole store inside already. Mm-hmm. Is it that maybe business is slow for that particular business, so they're giving you a glimpse of what they have inside by setting up all these things on the outside?
Well, remember, time's a bit tight right now, so people holding on to the dollar a bit tighter than they usually would. So then you kind of have to give people an extra nudge to say, hey, come in. Because a lot of times, if you're not thinking like about an item, you don't necessarily need it, especially right now. True. You're not going out to your way to spend, but then you're walking on the streets of Kingston, you spot something nice, and it's like, oh, it just draws it in.
Yeah, but then you see, this is also one of the problems that I think businesses that are inside buildings face. Many of the Syrian stores, they're fortunate to be on the ground floor level. Yep. So regardless, they are going to have persons in and out. If you know that you're looking for something very specific, you will be in and out of stores.
Well, this is the issue that they had that during the previous administration, when they're trying to clean up Kingston with the vendors and so on, a lot of the vendors had stalls within the vegetable market. And people were saying, okay, well, so why they just don't go back into the market and sell in there? People will come and look for them. The truth is, a lot of the items that they sell, they wouldn't really call them essential items. So people won't go into
Yeah.
the market seeking them out. They'll go into a vegetable market seeking vegetables, fruits, and what have you.
If you even reach inside the market, because everything outside.
Well,
but
that's it, and that's the thing. So, so then now, so you walking through town, you're not necessarily thinking about a specific shoe, top, pants, or whatever, but you're walking by and you see it and say, hey, never considered that before. What's the price? And that is how you get a dialogue going. Even if you see it in a window of a store, there's nobody there for you to engage with. You just look at it and say, oh, that's nice. You might go inside and inquire about it, but you're more likely to ask about it if the person is there, or it gives the seller the option or the opportunity to say, hey, I have it on sale right now, and you can get $5 off, you'll take it right now. We have all had that interaction on the streets before, and it's the most effective way of getting the item sold.
Yeah, but one of the things that I note though, with businesses being in buildings themselves, it's generally the locals. Locals who have their own businesses and so forth, they are usually on the second floor of buildings. And unless, I suppose, you have that strong clientele, that strong group of persons who will patronize your business, to get persons to come into buildings and go upstairs is a challenge. And that's where you're going to find most of the locals, which is, yeah.
What I found, the people that are up in those second floor businesses, I found that they've employed social media to help market the businesses, because I found out.
I only find out happening with one particular business, and I actually, to be honest, one building, and to be honest, I haven't seen that marketing push from the building's perspective for a while.
I mean, from the actual
The building,
Or,
yeah.
No, I'm seeing it from the individual business. So like it was this boutique store,
Right.
and they're located in what we would call the Sprott Brothers building, and that's how I found out that the building even goes that far back to the.
Also, it was that business that had to do their own marketing.
They have
They
social media
push.
up, so then they would, because if you start a business, you're responsible for marketing your business
is
and
true.
ensuring people know where you are. So then when I look at, and that's how I didn't necessarily want anything there, because the clothing, I don't really wear dresses and skirts, so wouldn't appeal
You
to
have
me.
sister, you have a mother.
Oh, yeah, that's
Continue.
true. But yeah, looking at it, I was like, but at least I know, hey, they are, through seeing that business, they realize other businesses on the floor too, so it kind of help out the others there.
Yeah.
And in another one too, there was in a case now where I actually wanted the item that I saw posted, and they said, okay, you can find us in this building upstairs. I think this one is upstairs, the PH Vera building.
Right. Okay.
I didn't even know building. A business was up
yeah.
there,
The PH Vera building is what I was talking about when I was talking about I saw once where they did this. Where did it probably was Facebook, I can't remember. But they did and I saw the promotion to say the businesses that you can find within their building.
Okay.
To do a bit of a push. I shows PH Vera.
That's good though.
Yeah. But yeah, I just when I see these Syrian stores setting up outside the businesses on the ground floor already, I'm there like, Dustin Board actually collect money from them as well. But
That part was clarified by somebody a few years ago, but I can't remember the answer now. My head a bit bad.
I'm happy that you said that. All right, so let's get into another topic this morning. So we saw, we all know that we are, let's see what that person's saying. Okay, so two things. One is about bringing items in your face kind of way, and two, if the stores don't occupy the space, someone will come and occupy the space. Sorry, which is true. That actually crossed my mind as well, too, that somebody, just like how you see sometimes out of these supermarkets have the no vending sign, but people selling the fruits and the vegetables under the no vending sign outside people's supermarkets.
So they say use it or you lose it.
Yeah. All right, so let's just quickly get into this other topic this morning. And this is in relation to Prime Minister Friday urging Vinlec to show some flexibility with customers facing high bills. All right, so this is from off of One News St. Vincent. Not going to read the entire thing, but just piece of it. So he's Dr. Friday, Prime Minister Friday urges the St. Vincent Electricity Services Limited Vinlec to show greater flexibility toward customers struggling to pay electricity bills as households continue to grapple with high fuel surcharges. Dr. Friday made the comments during an interview on NBC Radio yesterday where he addressed concerns about rising electricity costs and the measures being taken by the government and Vinlec to cushion the impact on customers. While acknowledging that customers have a responsibility to pay their electricity bills, the Prime Minister said the current economic circumstances require a more understanding approach. Vinlec would also have to understand that they can't rush and cut off people in the same time frames that they used to in the past. We all have to have some grace and simply say we are trying to work our way through this crisis. And I'm going to end there. As I said, the article is on One News St. Vincent. So you can go and read the rest of it there if you haven't as yet. But this was actually something that crossed my mind. With the rising, the rising costs for fuel, along with the rising electricity bills that many are facing, what is going to be the approach taken by Vinlec, given that it's now an additional expense that persons are going to be meeting, right? Because many of us, we have a fixed budget. We are working up for a particular amount of money by way of salary. We are budgeting. Yes, you're filling for little incidentals and that sort of thing. But you're budgeting your money for a certain amount that you're expected to pay Vinlec, or you wish to be paying or hoping to pay Vinlec. But then when circumstances like this happen, right, and you're going to be met with a higher cost, what actually is going to be the approach taken by Vinlec? Because let's say if you see a customer who's been faithfully paying the bill all the time, maybe they might not be zeroing it, but it's not a high amount that's outstanding, right? Are they going to use maybe past payment history as a guide before they say, you know what? This bill reached $400. We ain't really seeing too much movements on it. We're going to cut them.
I'll make a potentially unpopular point. I wonder how much of it do you think is poor planning on the part of the consumer base? There was a statement that was put out by the CEO a while ago, maybe about 2 months ago or months ago, where he said, hey, the fuel that we just got, we paid a lot more for it than we anticipated. So, hey, you're going to expect a higher fuel surcharge come the next bill. And a reasonable person upon seeing that would say, okay, I might have budgeted $300 for my electricity bill. The way this guy is talking, I probably need to chuck on another $100 on top of it or whatever. I understand there's some people that are saying that their bills have doubled and tripled.
Have you noticed that with your bill?
No, not double for sure. Definitely not triple.
But a slight increase?
An increase, yeah, a slight increase.
This is the same with me because I don't generally engage in the whole Vinland conversation on rising bills thing because my bill, right? And this is not to say that the points made by other persons aren't valid, but my bill, while it might go up a bit, yes, it has not always been a significant jump.
Yeah, it hasn't been anything crazy like I'm paying $100 this month and all of a sudden $300 on the bill. No, it's just like, I don't want to say it's a negligible increase, but it's still like something like, hey, I just had to bump the budget up a little bit, And if you had made the consideration of that increase based on the CEO's mention, then, but then that kind of ties into the other point within the same article. Well, maybe not that same article, but ties into a different article with where St. Vincent Times had interviewed the CEO, and he had acknowledged that, hey, we could do more with communication, because we are in media, so that statement from the CEO would have gotten to us, but the general population that might have missed them. So, but I could actually say I've seen them making an effort to improve the communication because they're actually they have 2 vacancies out. I don't know if they've been filled as yet for communications assistant, 2 communications assistants, one for digital content and one for multimedia and graphic design. So it shows that they're looking to modernize
or probably to spread the weight of the workout because communications in Vinlec must be a big portfolio in a sense, right?
So I could see them potentially employing something similar to like say what the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Health social media is top tier right now. There's a lot of information that gets out there about testing and so on.
About everything, everything.
Right? Anything that has to do with them, it gets out there. People see it.
But I see, so a good friend of ours is saying simply, I don't pay your
Simple. Don't pay your Vinlec bill. Your Vinlec bill, you're going to be they're going to cut you off.
So there's a little thing. Oh, we out of time. Let me just start this very quick. So there's a thing. I remember some years ago, maybe it was, I can't remember if it was 2008, 2009, 2010, whichever way, but whichever year. But there was a year when the Vinlec bill was really crazy as well, right? And I had budgeted a certain amount, and at that time I was like, I ain't giving Vinlec no extra money. Now I don't know who I spite in by saying I ain't giving Vinlec no extra money. Guess what happened? The bill get cut. The electricity got cut. Same speed I did with my grumbling self, had to go into Vinlec to pay this bill. Not that I didn't have the money, it was just that because I budgeted this, I didn't want to have to give them any extra because I was just frustrated at that point in
And then
time.
on top of that, you have to pay a reconnection fee now.
All of that. All of that, you know. So when it is I hear the conversations, yes, I know it's going to be a challenge for persons, but by spiting Vinlec, by saying you're not going to pay your bill, you're really spiting yourself in the long run, right? But I do think that Vinlec can extend some grace to persons depending on what's happening in terms of looking at their payment history, etc., to determine who you're going to cut, right? So, yeah.
I have a couple more points, but we're out of time.
Yeah,
So.
all right. All right, so we are going to head directly into today's traffic talk. This is Activated Mornings here on WEFM.
Nothing else sounds as good as
WEFM, the Queen Fresh Sound.